Emerging areas, SDG and ESG Assurance. 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We can link the points here. Reduced inequalities means gender equality, means quality education, clean water and sanitization, good health and well-being, which is zero hunger and then zero poverty. Decent work and economic growth, climate action, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, industry, innovation and infrastructure, peace, justice and strong institutions. Life on land, life below water, affordable and clean energy, partnership for the goals. Three pillars of sustainability. Nature of ESG reporting. Value added in these three areas, both qualitative and quantitative. ESG, environmental, social and governance. Environment, natural resource conservation, example coal, water, electricity. Social, relationships entity has with people and institutions, example labor relations. Governance, internal system of practices and procedures of entity, example comply with law or investment decisions. Sustainability reporting, report on its economic, environmental and social impacts that contributes towards sustainable development. Company performance on regular basis in structured way. Benefits expected, understand organization performance, focus on long-term value creation, investors to make investment decisions, better position with B2B customers and acquire new ones. Types of reports. GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, CDP, Carbon Disclosure Project, IIRC, International Integrated Reporting Framework. Integrated reporting, voluntary for top 500 listed entities. Here the little trick to remember is, we'll connect the points. Human is a social being having intellect, and this is a separate one. To manufacture we need both natural and financial capital. Coming to human capital, people, skills and experience, alignment with organization ethical values, organization strategy or loyalties. Social capital, institutions and relationships with community stakeholders or networks. Intellectual capital, earning potential link between investment in R&D, innovation and HR. Natural capital, input to production of goods or services, example water, land, minerals, forests, etc. Financial capital, pool of funds obtained either through financing or generated through operations. Manufactured capital, equipment and tools for use in production of goods or provision of service. Now coming to BRSR report, Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report. Mandatory for top 1000 listed companies by market capitalization. Section A, General Disclosure, listed company, its products, services or operations. Section B, Management Process and Disclosure, questions related to policy, leadership, oversight. Section C, Principle-wise performance disclosure, report KPI in alignment with 9 principles. Essential indicators, mandatory disclosure, data on training programs, energy, emission, water, etc. Leadership indicates optional disclosure. Supply chain management, conflict management policy, biodiversity, energy consumption. Coming to the trick to remember the headings of all 9 principles. So for the first one, let's start with company having some ethics, and for the second one, it is company providing certain services, like it provides RRR services, which are reduce, reuse and recycle. And then coming to the third one, let's take another part of the organization, which is employees. And then coming to for the fourth one, it is like the meme that we seen before, which says चार लोग क्या कहेंगे, so we can take that for stakeholders. And then Human rights for fifth one, because in human we have 5 letters, HUMAN, rights. For 6 and 7 it is protect and influence, and for the eighth principle it is usually 8-year-olds drink Complan to grow, so we can connect it with the eighth principle, growth. And then we teach them values by the time they reach 9, and we can connect this point as values with ninth principle. Principles of BRSR. Principle 1, ethics, transparency and accountability. Policies, those charged with governance develop policies and procedures, share with stakeholders policies and procedure with performance, adverse effects, transparent disclosure, encourage others to adopt these principles, proactively respond to violation of 9 principles. Principle 2, safe and sustainable goals and services, minimize resources, spread awareness, customer and client know their rights, RRR, reduce, reuse and recycle resources. Principle 3, promote well-being of all employees including those in value chain, compliance with regulatory requirements, dignity and freedom of associations and unions, prevent child labor, bonded labor, work-life balance is not compromised, timely payment of wages and compensation, living wages, basic needs and economic security to employees, harassment-free workplace. Principle 4, respect for stakeholders' interest and responsiveness, disclose impact of operations and decisions on people and nature, determine context of operations or interested parties, share benefits to stakeholders, benefits from operations in equitable manner. Principle 5, respect and promote human rights, understanding of human rights, management system, integrate human rights, respect all stakeholders, customers, vulnerable and marginalized groups. Principle 6, protection and restoration of environment, policies, assess and rectify impacts, optimum use, natural and man-made resources, measure performance, prevention of pollution, destruction of forests, climate change initiatives, Paris Agreement and national action plans, best practices, compare with industry best practices to RRR, reduce, reuse, recycle. Principle 7, influence on public and regulatory policy, core elements of core elements of BRSR met. Contributions to policy formulation and advocacy, moving ahead, utilize collective associations, encourage fair competition and prevents human rights abuses. Principle 8, promote inclusive growth and equitable development. Systems identify and address impacts of activities, adverse impacts, make action plans to mitigate them adequately. Creativity, products and technology to help marginalized communities. CSR to help marginalized groups and communities, displacement of communities, displacement or relocation of communities, negotiations for fair competition to affected people. Principle 9, provide value to customers in a responsible manner, reduce negative impact, freedom of choice and fair competition, transparency, disclose all adverse impact, privacy of data is maintained, inform customers on safe and responsible ways of usage or reuse, misleading ads not provide to customers, grievance redressal, raise voice and seek clarifications, universal access in non-discriminatory and responsible manner. Methodology to provide assurance on BRSR, ESG report, preliminary review, on-site assessment, submission of findings, assessment, submission on findings. I'm repeating this again. ESG report, preliminary review, on-site assessment, assessment, issuance of assessment report, review of responses, on-site assessment, submission of findings, preparation of assessment report including final recommendation. Role of auditor, considerations of climate related risk in audit of financial statements. Essay 200, auditor obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements are free from material misstatements. Essay 315, understanding entity, consider climate related risk more relevant in certain sectors or industries. Seeking information from auditors' reports. Auditor follow essays, auditor to be more aware of increasing pressure for transparency. Audit report, audit opinion, auditor's responsibilities, most significant matters in audit. SA 706 EOM para to draw attention whether relevant climate related information disclosed in financial statements. Also read other information as per SA 720 and ISA 720. End of emerging areas chapter. Thank you.